One into the night, deep into right, way
moves to the right, it goes directly to Clement. Clement reverses it, and the pass goes into the end zone.
To Nick Foles.
It's a touchdown by Nick.
He scores! Keith Prino is able to win it, and the Flyers win the title.
Can he get it off? Yes! And the Sixers win it!
All right, Bill, a lot of people are talking about it. And right off the bat, I don't think that a fan or a media can run a player out of Philadelphia.
So
it's the big hot topic right now.
Jake, I disagree with you.
No.
I think that, I mean, it's not pitchforks chasing them out of town until they move to New Jersey here, but Philadelphia as a city, the sports media, the fans, we have a very big impact on our players. And
yeah, there's a big difference between an impact on a player and them running him out of town. Like all this talk, we're running.
We have absolutely chased people out of town. When we're talking about Carson Wentz.
Now, how do we chase?
Rip.
We did not chase him out of town.
We
His
did.
play, he lost his job. Like there's such a big difference between people being like, oh, they chased a player at a time. No, their own play lost them a job. There's a difference between us being like, no, they stink, get rid of them, and we're forcing a GM's hand, and a player just not playing up to their expectations, not playing up to where they were
This
at.
isn't the popular vote here. Like the Philadelphia fan base doesn't like yay or nay, should we keep this person? But it's a huge effect when you're a starting quarterback.
You think Howie Roseman gives a shit what WIP or what fans have to say?
No, and that's
okay. Well, Howie Roseman made the decision to move on from Carson Wentz. So you're saying that then no.
It's the psychological effect. He lost it. He got hurt.
Was he good anywhere else?
No, he wasn't.
Okay, so you're saying we broke Carson Wentz.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
We did not. We did not.
Carson
no,
Wentz
we did not break Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz
had a dirty shot that gave him a concussion that he didn't even recognize his own wife in the locker room, and that's what broke Carson Wentz.
No, it was the
Philadelphia
ACL.
fans.
It was
okay. So
Nick
yes, it
Foles
was the ACL.
It was Nick Foles coming in. Look. He comes in, he leads this team to the promised land. When everyone's hyping up Carson Wentz, great rookie season, great start to the sophomore year. Here we go. He's hurt. Nick Foles, he comes in, he takes us to the promised land. He's got a goddamn statue in front of the stadium.
And then the next season, Carson Wentz had a 4,000-yard passing season without a single wide receiver having at least 500 yards. Like, we're talking too much about Carson Wentz. I need somebody else because you already admitted there. You already admitted it was the ACL.
But
it was the
pressure,
concussion.
To wrap this Carson Wentz point up, it's the pressure that everyone put on him. He cracked.
So you're saying that pressure is only given in Philadelphia?
I'm saying it's mostly like Philly. There's no
Philly's
other
the only city that gives pressure to players?
Yeah, absolutely. Pressure on that level. Yes.
What are you talking about? Have you ever heard about Chicago, LA,
Chicago,
Boston, New York?
LA.
You don't think that these cities give that much pressure on their players?
There's expectations, but it's very different than Philadelphia because you're walking down Philly, you're walking down Broad Street, you're going to get a cheesesteak, wherever you're going. There's a bigger chance that you run into Trey Turner or JT.
Okay.
Than if you're in a coffee shop in LA and you see Aaron
Donald,
you think you're looking for a million other
You
celebrities.
think Trey Turner getting a hoagie during Schwarberfest and somebody yelling at him in the beginning of the season be like, Trey, you suck. You think that is going to have a big effect on him and make him be like, oh, you know what? I signed 10 years, $300 million, but boy, I got to get out of here.
No, that's my second player, Trey Turner. Look at the first half of his season.
We ran him out of here.
When the fans were on his back. They were dogging him.
Deservedly so.
He was playing down. And then, you know what? Some radio caster said, let's give this man a standing ovation, stand behind him. He turned it around.
First of all, it was Philly Nation. The Twitter account.
Yes.
They said it first. And then that same night, Jack Fritz said it. Look, they both said it almost identically, but Philly Nation did say it first. But no, we didn't run him out of town. No single player.
Trey out of town,
that's such a soft mentality that we can't hold players accountable. Trey Turner sucked last year. Look, we're going to be open the call-in line soon. If you have your thoughts, we're going to be open up soon. It'll be running down at the bottom. Trey Turner absolutely sucked for the first half of last season, if not the first 2/3. And you're saying we shouldn't have held him accountable? Oh, there's a lot of pressure in Philadelphia. We need to coddle up players. No, Philadelphia is a make it or break it town. So yeah, we are going to.
You're arguing my point for me.
No. I'm saying yes, in the sense that we are either going to be behind you or we're going to boo you. But booing a player, you're saying a player is so soft that us booing them is going to cause them to want to leave?
It's not that they're soft; they're human beings. And
okay,
when you sign someone for a 10-year contract,
yes, at $300 million, you have expectations for that player to play up to a 10-year, $300 million contract.
And we're very
and when you don't,
we're less forgiving.
You're going to let them hear it.
But we're talking about somebody that the city is committed to for 10 years. You got to stand behind the guy. The standing ovation was the right.
Yeah, and did we not show them that we were behind them by saying that by doing that ovation? Did that not then show them? That we were behind them.
It took how long? What did it happen?
Yeah,
April?
you're not going to sit there and like baseball is a fickle sport. You can go have a terrible stretch and then turn it on, much like Trey Turner, and you're going to sit there and be like, "Look, man, get your shit together. You are playing like dog shit right now. Figure it out."
Yeah, and it's all right. I will preface this by saying
you got to pick somebody other than Trey Turner. Trey Turner, first of all, has 9 years left on his contract.
We're not sitting outside of their house hurling insults at them, keeping them up at night. Like, we're not physically running them out of town.
But can the fans or the media of Philadelphia run a player out of town?
Yeah.
Has it happened?
I don't know. I don't have a specific example of that, but
you're saying Carson Wentz, and then at the bar, you were saying Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is the sure. Yes,
we ran him out of town.
We absolutely 100% ran Ben Simmons out of town. He was healthy. He had recovered from his back injury. He decided, I'm going to take some mental health time. Whatever we're calling it.
No, that was a bullshit excuse that he said, I want my money. Anybody seen Parks and Rec? He said, money, please.
Sure.
He said, let me figure out a way to still get paid from these idiots.
He did not want to play for Philadelphia. He did not.
He didn't want to play
here.
He doesn't want to play at all. He's already ruled out the rest of this season. He just doesn't want to play.
Sure.
If he wanted to play, he would play wherever he's at. He hasn't played in Brooklyn. He hasn't played.
He played in Brooklyn.
He's same way same way he played in Philadelphia. He played in Philadelphia.
He did not want to come back.
He does not. Okay, he does not have the heart. It wasn't Philadelphia that took the heart out of him. He never had the heart. There's a reason why you saw his game.
You don't know that he didn't. Play
No. There's a reason. There's a reason why you saw his game elevate the 2-3 weeks leading up to the All-Star game voting. You saw him get aggressive. You saw him drive the hoop, and then you saw a completely different player following the All-Star game because the guy doesn't give a shit. He only cares about personal accolades. He doesn't care about the team sport. He doesn't really care about basketball. He just says, me, gets a max deal, and gets the hell out of there.
Well, that's not what happened, though.
Please tell me what happened.
What happened was Philadelphia drafted Ben Simmons.
Yes.
He had no professional
deservedly
resume.
So. He was the rookie of the year.
Great player. He decided he did not want to play in Philadelphia.
No,
that's largely because of what was going on. You cannot prove me wrong.
Okay, you want to play? You want to play chicken or no? It's not checkmate. If you want to play chicken or egg, okay. No. You're saying he did it because of what was going on. Was not, and by what was going on, you're talking about fans and the media dogging him.
Yeah.
Was not what he did in playing like dog water cause what was going on?
I'm
okay,
not
so
saying
him playing like shit got players like we're going to hold players accountable. We're not going to hold our players' hands.
No, I'm fine holding players accountable. We're not debating that. Yes, scream at them, boo them, cheer them, whatever you want. But the fact of the matter is that Philadelphia does it more than the aforementioned Boston, LA, New York, Chicago.
I disagree.
We are much more.
I disagree.
Look,
you want to talk about Philly being just a destructive, crazy sports town? There was more property damage done in New England following the 2017 Super Bowl than there was in Philadelphia following the win. And there was obviously more people out in Philadelphia. I'm not talking about more arrests. I'm talking about more simple property damage done in New England. And you're telling me that a city that doesn't care nearly as much as Philadelphia is going to go out and destroy their own town after a loss?
Wrong words. It's not how much they care. It's just how vocal, how opinionated we are.
Have you met a Boston fan?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have.
Yeah, so obviously you know they're vocal. You know they're opinionated. If you ask them, they're never wrong.
If I could never meet another Boston fan in my life.
So you're proving my point. So they are obviously vocal. They are obviously opinionated.
Yeah, but not as mobilized as the Philly fan base.
Look, I'm going to open up the call-in line. If you have any thoughts, give a call. We'll get your take on it. But Bill, I think you are dead wrong.
We can agree to disagree.
No, we can't agree to disagree because it's a simple answer. And you're going to hear when people are calling in, you're going to hear that answer that no, you cannot run a player out of town. And like the big thing right now, like AJ Brown. He's calling into WWE. Like, he obviously hears this stuff. Kenny Gainwell was caught checking his DMs and responding to Twitter DMs during a game at halftime in the middle of a game. Like, there's a difference between people seeing it and it running them out of town. Like, if like Steven Nelson, what really sparked this was old Steven Nelson on his podcast with Darius Slay being like, look, man, it was bad for my mental health. I had to get out of there and everything. No, Steven, you sucked. You weren't getting re-signed regardless of whether you wanted to be here or not. It wasn't so like people being like, oh, he left. We ran him out of town. No, we didn't. We booed him because he underperformed, which we're going to do. We're not going to sit there and be like, you tried your best, boys. Good job. You tried your best. No, we're going to be like, listen, mother effer, you got to step it up. We're paying you big dollars. Do your damn job. And he didn't do it, and he wasn't able to live up to it because he came from Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh, like, it's another blue collar town and everything, but they're soft. Like the Steelers, they used to be tough. The Steelers stink. The Pirates stink. The Penguins had a huge run. Now they're back to being middle of the pack.
Yeah.
And then like that's it there. Like they obviously don't have a basketball team, but like there's a big difference between him coming from Pittsburgh and being the guy there, not even the guy, just an above average player to come into Philadelphia. And yeah, the pressure's ratcheted up. And it doesn't mean that I'm not saying it has an effect on players, but whether that effect causes them, like that effect doesn't cause them to then leave because they can't play here. They can't play here because they just can't. They're not good enough. Well, and that's not on the fans or the media. That's on them. It's not our fault that they can't take criticism.
The pitfall of this discussion is we don't hear the inside scoop on why somebody necessarily chose Destination A over Philadelphia. But I think that it actually, and I have no evidence to support this. This is just me riffing off the dome here, but I think that it plays an impact. There's a reason that Yamamoto went to LA.
Okay, partially, do you want to know that reason? Because he wanted to be closer to Japan. He wanted to play with other Japanese players.
Yeah, that's
like, we offered him the most money.
That is what is said. There's other.
No, he said it.
Yes,
before he said he didn't say
a media trained athlete, but they're not going to come out and say, "Hey, the reason I didn't want to go to Philly is because I'm worried as a transitional player coming from the."
He doesn't understand what we're saying. It's all gibberish to him. He speaks Japanese. Well, we don't have. I mean, Marissa from Tokyo might be calling in, and she might be having something to say about it. But he speaks Japanese.
But to the point, we're not going to hear that somebody didn't want to come to Philly. I mean, Cutter Gauthier is a perfect example. He cited family sources, family reasons. That's why I want to go to Anaheim.
No, he didn't want to go to Anaheim. He wanted to go anywhere other than here, and it's not because the fans of the media. The fans of the media were like, "Oh, can't wait."
Want to play for Philly? Why didn't we want to play Danny Briere?
Look, we got somebody calling here. Welcome to the show. Who do we have on the line here?
Name's Taylor.
What's going on, Taylor?
What's up, Taylor?
Appreciate you calling in. What are your thoughts on all this? Is it possible for the fans or the media in Philadelphia to run a player out of town?
1,000%. Ben
Really?
Simmons, softest Charmin toilet paper. He attributed us booing him because he's garbage at free throws and couldn't show up and score points in the playoffs for wanting to leave.
Okay, but no. But let me ask you this. No, it's not yet there. I'm gonna flip you, Taylor. I'm gonna get you back on board here. Was it the fans and the media that caused him to be bad at free throws?
No, he's just garbage to begin with.
Okay,
but it was the fans and the media that caused him to turn into toilet paper and have a bad attitude and want to leave because
and decide
he didn't feel he was appreciated, so he wanted to go.
But that's a personal thing. That's more on him than it is on us. Like if you're a professional athlete, you're going to hear it.
Athlete that decides they don't want to play in Philadelphia, that's their decision. So yes, it is on him, but he chose not to play for us.
Yeah, I feel like the fans helped him make that decision because he's like, no one likes me. The media is on my back. The fans are on my back. They're booing me.
No,
and
I mean,
he had too many yes men in his corner saying, "Hey, you're the best. You're the greatest. You're the greatest. You're the greatest." But he really wasn't.
And that's a problem you run into a lot. You got these guys that are playing for their entire career. They were the best player on their teams in high school and college and everything. They were, silver spoon players. But they're like, we gave Ben Simmons so many opportunities. We gave him the benefit of the doubt so many times. And it comes to a point where you have to just step up and be like, listen, man, either put up or shut up. And yeah, I was one of the guys saying, get him the hell out of here. But at the end of the day, the guy just like I personally think that's more on him than it is on us. Like us pointing out the facts, us pointing out that he can't shoot free throws. Like we all agree,
Yes.
he couldn't shoot the free
Horrible,
throws,
yes.
regardless of if we were behind him or
Shaq
not.
was
He
better
couldn't
than him.
shoot them.
I mean,
Shaq was
I've
better
played
at
basketball
free
twice in
throws
my
than him.
life, and my free throw form is better than his.
Yeah, I mean it's atrocious. But like we all agree, it wasn't the fans or the media that caused him to not shoot free throws. It wasn't the fans or the media that made him not be aggressive in the paint. It was us on just saying like us getting to a point where it's like this is unacceptable. Like
So-
we need to say something.
So is the question the fans physically running him out or
No,
mentally
that's
running
it.
him out? 'Cause
No, that's-
physically,
no,
we
that-
didn't run him out.
That's
But
the point.
mentally,
Jake.
Yeah, that's the
answer
point
Jake
that
is
Bill
looking-
has. Bill's like, well, technically, yeah, we've never run anybody
Yeah,
out. We
but
haven't gotten pitchforks and torches and
the
whatnot.
answer that Jake is looking for
No.
is that we need to go to his house. We need to tie him up and physically carry him.
Look, with
away
Ben
from
Simmons, I
Pennsylvania.
would have been fine with
can't
that.
do that as a fan.
Yeah, like no.
But
it's-
as a fan, we mentally made him so uncomfortable because we were so mad at him that he said, I don't want to play here anymore. I'm leaving.
Here's
I'm not going to play. I'm going to fake injuries. I'm going to say mental health, and I'm going to do all the shenanigans, and I'm going to get myself out.
yeah, but
And you
but
know
you
what?
see that all around the league. So is it a league wide? Is it a complete nationwide problem? Because I mean, how many times have you seen in the NBA, especially, that guys are just demanding trades and pretty much picking exactly where they go? So is it a Philadelphia thing? Is it a national thing? Because I personally think it's more of a personal thing. Players are too soft nowadays, and not only soft
Oh, I agree.
with being able to handle it, soft in the sense that they want
1000%.
everything their way.
Yeah.
If it's not
Yeah.
perfect,
1000%.
especially in the NBA, they'll be like, nope, I'm done. I'm going to sit out. And I think that's more of a personal issue than it is a fan or media issue. We're just pointing out what they're doing. And us shedding light on it, I don't believe is ultimately the reason. I think no matter what, he was going to say, nope, I'm out of here. Like, I'm done.
I don't think he would do that. I 1000% agree that I feel like sports are too soft now.
Yeah.
I 1000% agree.
Yeah, if you sign a
that people
contract,
are being
play
like,
out that
well, if this
contract,
is
you
a
know what I mean?
business, yeah, if they can cut me, then I can cut myself. I can whatever. People are too soft nowadays to begin
Yeah.
with. But I 1000% think that Ben Simmons would have stayed had he had been treated better by the fans. And I'm going to be one of the first ones to admit, when it was between Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler, I was like, Ben Simmons gets his assists. He's great on defense. He's a first team all defense. I want Ben Simmons over Jimmy. And then all of that stuff hit the fan, and I regretted that immensely. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we should get Jimmy instead of Ben Simmons, because Ben Simmons got so soft and he got so emotional and in his feels that and I would love to say Carson Wentz is the same thing. He only got in his feels after he got hurt and kind of lost his job.
Yep.
You guys were talking about Carson Wentz
Yeah.
earlier. I don't think Carson Wentz necessarily, we drove him out of town. I think that
I think, unfortunately, his
mindset
career was ended by
changed after
injuries.
He got
Well,
hurt.
I think
Yeah,
Carson
he got
Wentz.
hurt.
Any
ACL
city could have
injury
driven
is
Carson Wentz
hard.
out.
Yeah, no, I think unfortunately for him, like he just had his career ended by injuries.
Yeah.
And obviously, like Philadelphia was tough on him. You had literally WIP and you had fans saying, I had my stinking fantasy football group chat after the Super Bowl being like, hey, like we should probably trade Wentz while his value's high and keep Foles. Like people were immediately on that. And yeah, he's hearing it. And I'm not saying it doesn't have an effect on a player, but like at the end of the day, if they then be like, oh, like I need to get out of here, it's so tough. Like, dude, you're a professional athlete. Like you need that drive in you and that dog in you to be like, no, man, I'm going to go out there and earn my spot. Like when people are getting up on AJ Brown, who like they're saying like, oh, he's arguing with these players. He's not getting targets. Allegedly, he said on WIP that it wasn't that. He was just trying to get people into it. But I love that. I want the guy out there to be like, man, give me the ball. Let me win this game. Like I have it. I don't want a player being like, no, it's okay. Like you just spread it around. Like,
Well,
yeah.
and I love AJ Brown calling into WIP and giving them the business. I mean, I'm sure everyone listening has seen or at least heard some of the clips of it. Fantastic. Stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Be a man. This is Philadelphia.
But obviously, but also if it's getting to a point where it's affecting you that much, like just get off of Twitter. Like listen to another radio station.
Well, these
I mean,
athletes can't
that's the
get off
thing.
of Twitter.
We're talking about what drove someone out of a sports league or a sports town, and I agree with Bill. Like Philadelphia is one of the most passionate fan bases.
Oh, no, without a doubt.
And it's not like, I mean, and we can talk about players being run out of Los Angeles or players being run out of New York or Boston or anything like that. But for Philly, the prime example of a player being run out by the fans is, even if he's charming soft and even if we're not the ones making him miss, mentality wise, it doesn't matter what he was raised and what he was told. The fans 1,000% contributed in pushing Ben Simmons to the point where he said, "I don't want to play for you anymore.
No more.
I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna take mental health days. I'm not.
Yeah.
You gotta trade me. If you don't trade me."
No, you guys
No,
are making great points. I'm going to play. This is my trump card that I feel as I've been holding on to. And again,
Oh, here
this
we go.
this
Let's
could be
hear it.
this could be argued as again like falling into that same category that yes, we are possible to run people out, but they have to have a pre-existing Charmin softness. But I'm going to raise you. I'm going to see your Ben Simmons and Carson Wentz, and I'm going to raise you Jason Kelsey, because after the 2016 season, there wasn't a radio station, there wasn't a fan that wasn't saying, "Get this guy the fuck out of here."
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, but Jason Kelsey is a
So Jake, I knew you were going
oh
to bring
yeah,
this up.
but
and
I'm
I
saying like
I have something
he
ready.
he was dogged. He said in his retirement speech, the only coach that wanted him to stick around was Jeff Stoutland. Like he said it, like they wanted him out of here. He heard it from the fans. Like people wanted him gone, and now obviously he's the greatest center of all time. He's a Mount Rushmore
Hall of
Eagle.
Famer.
Like it's
unanimous Hall of Famer.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you literally
the best to ever do
literally
it.
the Pro Football Hall of Fame tweeted out, "Man, the 2019 Hall of Fame year is looking a whole lot better." As soon as he made his, like everybody knows, he's an instant, unanimous,
Yeah.
undoubtedly Hall of
Absolutely.
Famer. But like, there's a guy that
But
heard
that
it.
comes with a mindset.
Yeah, but
comes
that's
with
what
a
I'm
mindset.
saying.
Like,
That's what
I
I'm
have a
saying. It's a
9-year-old.
mindset. It's
I
a
have a 9-year-old who throws a fit if he misses a ground ball, and I'm like, dude, you can't do that. I'm like, dude, if you really like, people are. That's like you. People have it in them, and they don't have it in them. And even if they don't have it in them, the fans still got in that man's head, and the fans still were the ones. And I'm going to be one of the ones that was like, I was yelling the loudest. I'm like, you suck, dude.
Yeah.
You need to leave. We need to get him out of here. And I mean, right now the Sixers are a bottom 3 team in the league without Embiid.
oh yeah,
Which
without a
is
doubt.
partly
yes.
one of the reasons why. Like it's just rough right now.
Yeah.
And Philly sports has come so close. They had what? We were in the playoffs for the Sixers. Eagles were in the Super Bowl. Phillies were in a World Series. Like it's
We
rough.
lost
The
2
expectations are
championships on
high.
one
The
day.
Yeah,
fans
the
are
Union,
passionate.
the Soul, the Eagles, the Phillies. I mean, that
Dude,
was a
the
rough
Union.
year.
Yeah,
Look,
like-
Philadelphia, and I've said this on the podcast, and I get flack for it all the time. Philadelphia is not a winning city. It's a successful city. Well, not even.
Yeah.
It's not a. I'll put this.
successful.
It is not a losing city in the sense like it's not a Cleveland. It's
They
not.
just can't get to
it's-
win the big game. I
But
know
we've
you're
had
saying. I
what
know you're saying.
6 world championships in all of our pro sports combined in history.
Dude, I was so heartbroken the last couple of years. I was at the Union losing the finals. I was at multiple of their Open Cup losses. I mean,
Oh,
the
I know, man.
Phillies
I
World
was
Series, I
out
was
in
at those
Arizona. I
playoff
spent way
games.
too much money to be there.
Well, Taylor, I got one last question for you. We got some more calls coming in, but we're going to be after the segment. We're going to be debating this, and Bill and I obviously have differing opinions on it. So I'm going to ask everything to you. Should the Eagles retire number 62?
B team
Absolutely.
Bill.
I think so.
B
All
team.
right.
Maybe not right away. Maybe give it like a year or two
That's
to kind
two
of
for
like
Team
set
Bill.
in, or maybe his Hall of Fame year, like the year that he gets elected into the Hall of Fame, because it's going to be unanimous.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
going-
Oh
it's
yeah.
going to
I
be.
think you should. I think you should.
Awesome,
Like,
Taylor. Well,
he's going to go down as one of the greatest centers in the
Oh,
history. of the
without a
NFL
doubt.
side.
without a doubt. Taylor, thank you so much. You're an excellent caller. We're live every Thursday. Love to have you call back in next week.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll have my monster, but I'll see what I can do. Have a good night, guys.
Oh yeah.
You too.
Look, man. Like
so
it's-
the Kelsey thing. I knew you were going to bring that up. You've activated my trap card. I wish I had I got a piece of paper somewhere. Trap card.
there it is.
So Jason Kelsey,
I've activated your trap card.
you have because I had. This
I've
one
activated Pot of Greed.
prepared. Pot of greed. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference for anyone who doesn't know.
It's also anyway. Go on. It's pop
But yeah,
culture.
so Jason Kelsey, look, he had a bad season, bad 2 seasons, and he thought everyone hated him. He wanted to be cut. He turns it around. He's coming back. The last 2 years, he was on his way out.
We got John from Bethany, but Bill, continue your point. John, Bill's making a point here that he thinks is gonna trump me here. But so give us a second.
So look, he's on
Let
his
it
way
ride.
out. Should I retire? Should I not? It's the fans that brought him back. So if we're talking about a city being able to drive someone out, we also have to talk about a city bringing people in.
Yeah, we
Jason
played a
Kelsey-
role, but Jason Kelsey wanted to play because he knew he had more in him.
Yes and no. I mean, he could.
It wasn't the fans.
he could've-
The fans were not the number one factor that led to Jason Kelce staying the past 2 years.
Yes, it was.
You're
heard his
out of your
press
mind.
conference. You heard the love from the
Yes,
city.
he loves the city. He loves the
That
fans.
is
He's the
it.
epitome of a Philadelphia athlete.
This man
The
is
fans
coming
were not the
back.
main reason why he came back, and they're certainly, obviously, we agree, they're not the reason that he left.
3 little
Everybody
girls
wanted.
running
Yes,
around,
him
and
being.
his wife's like, you need to come home. He said, no, I have more in me. The city loves me. His Mummer speech.
No, he knew that the
incredible.
Eagles were right there, and he wanted to try and get another one. He knew he had more left in it.
I don't.
And
think
he went
so.
out there- no.
He didn't want another one. He doesn't care about it. He has the ring. He wanted to.
Yeah,
play
and
for
everybody
the city.
wants another one. John, we got John and Bethany here. John, overall, we can touch on Kelce in a little bit, but I want to ask you what the main topic of tonight is. Can the media or fans run a player out of town in Philadelphia?
Here's the thing, guys. I mean, well, first of all, how are you doing? Hope
Oh.
you guys are doing well tonight.
Oh, we're doing wonderful. Thank
we're
you.
doing
Lovely
awesome,
evening.
John.
It's not cold.
I think that listen, and when I hear that, fans and the media run people out of Philly, I cringe. Philly has
Thank
always
you.
been a blue collar town for the last 50, 60, 70 years of its existence. You have players that know what the deal is when they come to this town to play any sport, whether it be hockey, football, baseball, and some players embrace it, like the Chase Utleys of the world, who are beloved by thousands, Allen Iversons of the world, who is beloved by this city. Our fans and media have high expectations because we want to see one word, guys: effort. We want to see heart. We want to see guys that bleed green, bleed orange, and bleed red. You name it. So I think it's such a cop-out when you say fans and players are driving a player out of town. You turn your back on the fan base and you make a mockery out of our city, you're going to get the freaking wrath. And I apologize if these players making millions of dollars a year are so lighthearted they can't
Thank
take
you.
it. This is a professional. It's a best job you can ever think of. I mean, they put in so much hard work, and I get that. But if you show die-hard effort, like if you miss a pass and you smash the turf with your fist and you're trying hard, our fans will take you in. And
Exactly.
You'll be one of us.
What did they do
You'll
to
be one
Bohm
of us.
after his "I hate this effing place"? The very next game, because right after the game he owned it and was like, "Look, man, I was feeling it." Like but he was like, "But that's on me." Like he did the whole Donovan chest bat. That's on me. And he owned it. And the next game, he got a standing ovation. And I hope and pray they give Alec Bohm an 8-year contract because he's on his final year this year.
He did, and he's not the only one that owned up to it.
Yep.
I mean, you look at guys like Alshon Jeffrey missing that pass where he laid on the turf face down. He was trying so hard to win that game in New Orleans for us.
Yeah.
That's just another reason. And then you look at guys that were just put their heart and soul and get the crap kicked out of them, like Allen Iverson. When he said, we're talking practice, he was not saying that, practice is trivial. He was saying that we're talking about practice. Look at all the other stuff I've done for this city and put my body and heart and soul on the line every night. He's reminding the media to get the heads out of their butts and say, look at the big picture here. And you look at Ricky Waters, the for who, for what. Ricky Waters came to this city and put this team on his back in those horrible Ray Rhodes years. And he was one of the best running backs in the league behind the Emmitt Smiths of the world. But he really, really had a great career here. And he had 3-4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. People forget that.
No, I mean, look, I didn't love
him.
the for who, for what. And I think like I didn't love his personality, but we didn't run him out of town. And like the big thing about Philadelphia is like, yes, we are a passionate sports town, but we are a knowledgeable sports town. And we hold our players to a higher accountability. Like the Phillies had a 10-year or 11-year postseason drought. And I was catching so much flack when I was sitting there on Twitter the year after they made it to the playoffs last season. And they had a big stretch of the season where I was like, Rob Thompson is an idiot. This guy doesn't know what's going on. This team. And they're like, oh, come on. They just made the World Series. Like, and I'm like, I just witnessed an 11-year drought and I don't want to see it again. Yeah. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's okay. And the season that we ended the drought, you know how many games we made it into the postseason? We made it on the last fucking game. It's not like we had a 10-game cushion.
One more example, guys. one more example, and this is a highly controversial player and subject, but you know who I'm going to pick on the Eagles? T.O. Let me tell you a little bit about T.O. T.O. was a pain in the ass.
Conversation.
He was a pain in the ass.
He was a pain in the ass everywhere.
We all hate him, but let me tell you something on that
I mean,
field.
I love him.
He was a dog. He was a boss. He walked the walk and talked the talk, and everyone loved him even more than Donovan. I supported him more than Donovan. Donovan choked, and everybody knows that T.O. came there to play that game on a half a leg, broken leg.
Yeah.
And I loved him, and I love his effort, guys. It all comes down to effort. That's the common denominator. And if you don't have effort, then we're gonna run you. We should run you out of town.
Yeah, and that's not us running you out of town. That's you and your lack of effort earning a keep here. There's a difference between us running you out of town and us being like, listen, man, we're not gonna put up with that.
Yeah.
Because we're not like, you shouldn't be here if that's the attitude you have, if that's the play style you have. There's a big difference between us running somebody out of town and us being like, no, we're not going to put up with somebody dogging it.
We don't play that shit, Philly.
Like, we love Travis
So
Fulgham. Travis Fulgham had 6 of the greatest games a wide receiver could have. And then, you know what his big knock was? He allegedly, again, nobody's come out and outright said this, but you've heard reports from previous coaches and everything that he did not want to practice. He had no real heart for the game. And where is he now? He's not employed. And we were like, look, man, you went and we were fully behind you. And then you were like, nah, I'm good. And so, yeah, we didn't run him out of town. His lack of heart was like, nah, I'm good.
Well, and so
Jake, it hurts because Travis Fulgham went to my alma mater at Old Dominion. I cringe when you say that. And it's so sad, but it's true. It's so sad, but it's true. You guys are absolutely right with Travis Fulgham. If you're not
all
an
the
effort
talent in the
guy,
world,
it's going to bleed out. It's going to bleed out. If you're not an effort guy, it's going to show up in its ugly face. The mask is going to come off, and we've all seen it before.
Well, and Jake, the first thing that we actually agree on tonight, you said, is Philadelphia pays more attention. So we have a lot more people watching all of the sports, keeping track on all of the different stats. I mean, we're talking to the Atlanta Braves had a historic season last year. They were, Acuna was MVP, whatever. I don't need to list off the Brave stats because go Phils. But tell me, ask your average Atlanta area person, ask your average Georgia person, how the Braves are doing. They're like, oh, I saw they won last night because it popped on my Twitter feed. Yeah,
they have a passionate fan base, but it's a smaller group.
And in Philadelphia, we have so many people paying so much attention to everything.
Yeah, I mean, the Phillies, when they finally made the postseason and went on that run 2 years ago, you couldn't go anywhere without every single person.
You're talking about everything, every single person.
John,
It really is.
John, I'm getting a call coming in, but great call, man. Looking forward to another one.
Thanks for chatting, John.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Chris Natty,
Let's
the
go,
Eagles
Chris.
fan legend himself. Chris, thank you for calling in. I know we've been teasing this for a little bit. It's a pleasure to finally have you on the line. How we doing, brother?
Good, man. Good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing wonderful. So, Chris, I'm going to get right into it. The big topic is, can the fans or media run a player out of town in Philadelphia? I say no. Bill says yes. Where do you fall in this debate?
100%, and that's perfectly fine. That's our vetting process. We don't need that trash here that can't handle it.
But is it us running him out, or is it it them being trash that lost them the job?
I love that take.
We're talking about the Steven Nelsons of the world, and hey, man, even after one guy that's on the roster now, Darius Slay, he might even be a problem. I don't even know. I love the guy.
Yeah,
if amazing banana pudding, but I'll tell you what, if he's a cancer in our locker room, I'm ready to move on. Like, it is what it is.
If he is, certainly. Like, you got to get that culture right. But I think, like, if you listen to that whole clip, and there's a reason, like, Darius Slay was offered either the same or more money to go to Baltimore. And he was like, no, I want to stay in Philadelphia. He loves these fans. His wife loves these fans. Like, if you listen to that whole clip, if that's the one you're referencing, like he has made some comments last season that kind of irked me when he kind of defended himself after a losing effort. And he was like, look, I get we lost, but I played pretty good. But it was also kind of, he was referencing the trash cans outside of the NovaCare. And then if you listen to the entire clip of him.
And he saw that, and he's still here. And like you said, he wants to be here. So I'm with it.
Yeah,
but
so
also,
I think
he's got a big Parsons mouth sometimes.
No,
you can't talk about Slay taking less money than Baltimore offered to stay here without acknowledging that we can also be a little bit vitriol here. It's two sides of the same coin. You're not two-faced over here flipping two heads coins here. Like, people either love Philly or they can't handle Philly. That's the exact same conversation. We're a passionate
but that's a them problem.
Because it will work for you and it will destroy you if you let it.
Yeah, but isn't that a them problem? Like, it shouldn't be our problem for pointing
that's
out.
what I'm saying. Like, if they can't handle it, I don't want them here.
Yeah, but that's
If
not
you don't
us
wanna
running them
excel
out.
in a market like that,
it
then we
is
don't want
us
you here.
running them out.
To me, that's not us running them out. That's them just not having what it takes. And that I think
I'd say the
I think
running
there's a
them out
difference.
would be more the narratives that a lot of these radio stations.
Yes. Yes, but I don't believe that to be the truth.
Derives from a national somebody who's not in touch with the team.
I mean,
Then our radio stations and our media run away with it, and then it gets hyped up.
Yeah.
if the
'Cause we're in a
conversation
microscope, no matter what,
is,
we're in a microscope.
Oh yeah, obviously.
if the conversation is, are there athletes who can't handle the mental pressure of Philadelphia? It's a resounding yes across the board.
Oh, without it, yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, there's athletes that are just in it. You know, they've been babied their whole lives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they come
Any,
here
any
and
football
it's
player from
It's
Texas,
put up or shut up.
any football player from Texas, any baseball player from the Bible Belt, you know, by the time you get to high school, you've gotten everything handed to you.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Ben Simmons, the prodigal son, you know, you're so good in the leagues that you're competing in. And then they get to the professional level where, you know, what's the statistic? It's 0.1% of all football players.
No, even less than that.
Yeah, whatever it is. But
It's a minuscule percentage of players actually making it. So obviously the players that do make it are the best of the best. I mean, you have players obviously like Jason Kelsey, who was a walk-on at Cincinnati. He was a great high school player, but he was a linebacker at the time. They convinced him to switch to the offensive line, and he obviously then became the best center of all time.
Talent to go there, but if the conversation again is that, you know, are people soft? Philly's not the market for you. If we're talking about running people out of town, we have absolutely done that. And
but we've done it to the ones that allow it to happen to them, though. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
All right,
like
Chris.
I said, it's a vetting process. If you can handle it, then you're in. If not, then hey, you got drafted by the wrong team, and hopefully Howie kind of gets a feel for that. I feel like we do a decent job at that.
Chris,
I mean, like you said, the Texas guys, they're superstars when they're in high school. Like,
they're
already bigger than NFL in their own towns at that point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Chris, do you have any players that you can
St. Paul,
reference to?
Cincinnati.
Do you have any players you can reference to as like the last or one of the last people we have run out of town? And I'm not trying to be like, oh, gotcha, if you don't have somebody off the top of your head. Like
Ben Simmons and all that. I mean, that's the defining the guy right there. But
that's the big one. But again, like I think he was soft, and if he got called out anywhere, I think he would have ran from any city that called him out. And he just wants to be that guy that, like you and Bill said, like he was the guy in middle school, in high school, in college. Like he was the guy. And so I think that's more of a personal thing than it is our fault. Like it's, again, we agreed. We didn't cause him to be bad at free throws. We didn't cause him to be not aggressive in the paint. We didn't cause him to give up.
Jake,
that's him thing.
We're not assigning blame here.
I am.
You are.
That's on Ben Simmons. It's not on the fans and media for pointing out facts.
You're talking about running people out of the town.
We pointed out facts. Us pointing out facts.
But while that does happen, it's not a bad thing. Is what I'm saying.
Chris, should Jason Kelsey's number be retired?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do agree that I like what the last one of the other callers said, that it should be like near his year of enshrinement or something to that effect. You know, let it sit, give him the respect, and nobody touches that number until then. You know, it's like we normally do.
Oh yeah, I mean nobody's touching
what
62.
The standard is for that, but
regardless of whether it's retired or not, you're not going to see 62 on Midnight Green in a long time.
Any jersey.
Yeah, I mean, obviously midnight. I was just referencing, like, you're not. If you're not seeing it midnight green, you're not seeing it in white, black, or Kelly green.
Yes, the only way that you can get a 62 jersey is from the website that you ordered.
Yeah, or if you customize it, if you want to.
No player wearing 62 for at least 100 years.
Never.
Chris, what's the number one thing you're looking forward to, or who's the number one, at least position group, or if you do have a player that you want him to attack in either the draft or free agency?
Defense, obviously. Now that we have the guy they wanted for D coordinator and the guy that we've apparently had disciples of over the last couple of years, now he can get his guys. Now, if that's possible, hopefully he's got the pull with Howie to, hey, I need a linebacker, I need some safeties. Like, come on.
But I think they attacked that through the draft because, a lot of time, the linebacker probably not. Howie likes to throw money at that because I don't think he knows how to draft linebackers. But safeties, I guess we've had a couple coming down the line at some point.
Yeah, the safety free agent group is insane this year. The Bills just cut some.
Yeah,
they're all over the place. The Broncos just cut an all pro safety.
We get that guy from the Broncos.
Yeah, we were interested in him to trade for him before he got cut. So I'd be, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a big guy they went after. Chris, obviously we're talking about figuring out time to get you on a pre-recorded full episode. Really looking forward to that. Really appreciate you calling in tonight. I can't wait to have some time to really sit down and talk some birds with you. But for anybody that doesn't know this, Eagles fan legend here. Really looking forward to diving into a little bit deeper with you. But I really appreciate the call.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Have a good one.
Go Birds.
Go
Love
Birds.
Now, Chris, for those that don't know, he's a fan that always rocks the Fu Manchu. He's known for bringing the big signs. Anybody that knows the big, like the Philly sports guy with the face paint, like he's right there with them. Just great guy. So really appreciate him giving the time to call in. And we are trying to schedule a time to have him on for a full length episode to really break down some stuff with him. But look, man, I'm starving. We're going to keep talking about this. We're going to talk a little bit, obviously, about the number retirement and everything, but give me one of those mason jars here. I got to talk about tonight's sponsor. Really appreciate everybody in here. But tonight we're talking about Just Plain Ola. For anybody that loves granola, this is grain-free granola, so it's even healthier for you. Delicious stuff, made all locally, organic. Everything's great. I got the original cinnamon, but I really want to try the toasted coconut. So I'm snagging the coconut out of your hands here.
All right,
but gluten-free, paleo, plant-based, all good stuff. And look, you see it in the bottom there. Visit their website. They're also sold on Amazon, but the Talkin' 30 promo code only works on their website, justplainola.com.
That's 30% off.
That's 30% off. You're not finding that almost anywhere. Really, really good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead. I've had it once before. Really looking. Haven't had the coconut yet. And a little tip from the owner. He said if you have the coconut, freeze it before you enjoy it. He said the way that the coconut freezes, it makes the flavor explode.
Well, I'm gonna try this.
You're just gonna raw dog it?
Yeah.
Why not?
I'll try a little. My face piece and see how it sorts me.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, you ever see the meme where it's like, I love how men jerk off their snacks before they eat it, and it's always just guys.
Little roll of the dice.
Yeah, just giving a little roll of the dice. So you got the cinnamon there, the original cinnamon.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty damn good.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little roll of the dice here. Here you go. Get a little bit of that in your. Oh. Coconut hits you right when you bite into it.
That cinnamon spray, you gotta try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit that cinnamon. Coconut, it's sweet, but not like where it's a dessert. Like some granola, it's like way too sweet, just sweet enough. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, Just Plain Ola, promo code Talkin'30 for 30% off. They got pumpkin spice, very berry, original cinnamon, and coconut. He's sending us pumpkin spice and very berry this weekend to try out.
Both of them are awesome.
Oh man,
I cannot wait to dive into this. This is breakfast here. Vanilla yogurt. We got blueberries,
little
banana,
blueberry in there, and on the very berry, you don't even need the berries.
Just some Ola.
Oh yeah, we threw a little banana in there too, and then just plain Ola. But look,
if you're trying to get big, Jake, this is the high sugar breakfast that you need. This gets you going.
The low sugar breakfast, yeah.
This is ingredients. This is
all natural. You know what I mean? Real easy stuff. And look, it's a small business, family owned. Husband and wife started this. It was based out of Colorado. They're back in the area now. They're born and raised in the area, living out of Westchester now. Love supporting and really like. I don't get behind people. I don't just love and support. And these are two phenomenal people, people that I would go to the ends of the earth for. And so really trying to get out there, trying to get their granola out in the hands of people to enjoy. So if you like granola, even if you're like, I know these grain-free granolas, this higher quality granola, like it is a little bit higher price than the stuff you're getting at the grocery store, but you know exactly what's in it. And what are you gonna pay to know exactly what you're putting into your body nowadays where there's so much chemicals and shit and everything. And so exactly what's going into it. The family behind it, their mission statement and everything. Wonderful, wonderful people. So, really would appreciate anybody that goes out there. Just Plain Ola, hop on the promo code. You get a discount on every order. And that's not like you want to order a bunch of shit. It's on website wide. Site wide, you're getting 30% off. And then it's just $5 flat rate shipping on whatever you get. That's nothing.
Easy.
That's nothing. You get their combo where you get all four packs, get a couple of them, and you're stocked up real good.
And remember, so the coconut meant to be frozen, but this is fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I'm not a breakfast person.
Oh my gosh.
I eat this every morning.
Oh my gosh.
Of the week.
That's incredible. No, that's damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And look, man, I'll give my speeches where I'm like, and look, they are great people, but like, you get it. Like, that's advertisement speak.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's good granola.
Like,
Or, that's good Ola.
throw it in some yogurt with a little bit of fruit in there. It's the perfect amount of crunch.
Again, not too sweet.
Yeah.
If you're looking for sweet, like super sugary sweet,
Then get a Coca-Cola.
yeah,
You know, if
get a bowl of tricks.
bowl of tricks with some chocolate milk in it. If you're
Yeah.
looking for a great breakfast,
Oh my
or,
gosh.
you know, if you're a
And you can
hiker,
throw this in the fridge the night before. You can make a bunch of
Easy.
these. You pull them out. You're eating it on your way to
if
work.
you're a hiker looking for some gorp, consider Ola because it's got body to it. I mean,
Let me get a little bit of that cinnamon. I haven't tried that yet.
yeah, you did.
No, I tried
You snatched the coconut out of my
Yeah.
hands.
Mm,
Cinnamon's great.
I love the coconut. The cinnamon might have an edge on it.
But I mean, these are big pieces.
Yeah, big chunks.
This is good stuff.
Really, 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 really solid stuff. So again, justplainola.com. Look them up. Talking 30 for 30% off site wide. I mean, I'm going to be munching on this whenever we get another call in, and I'm just letting them vent and everything. Holy cow, that's
That's
damn,
really good.
that's damn good. That is damn
All right,
good.
We gotta stop eating this and finish.
Yeah,
the
we gotta finish.
podcast.
Look, so I'm gonna bring it right up. We got listeners. They've learned a lot about granola. We're here to teach. We're the People's Podcast. Should 62 Jason Kelsey's number be retired? Look, hot take.
Am I
But
going
again,
or are you going?
I'm going to go
All
because
right,
you already
all right.
made your point clear. No, it should not. And listen, this is zero disrespect to the one of, if not the greatest Eagle of all time. Zero. He has done everything. He's checked every box for what should be required to retire a number. But personally, I just don't like retiring numbers.
Why?
I think it's
Why?
like, look, yeah, if the guy like Jerome Brown died way too young, like left the earth too soon, like that's a little different, sure. But like, I just like, it's no disrespect to the player. It's just, and I honestly don't think Jason Kelsey would want his number retired. I honestly don't. I can't speak for the guy. That's just my personal opinion that I don't think he's the kind of guy that would like his number retired. But like, yes, he's like, if you want to set parameters for retiring numbers,
Listen, Jake,
they spent
listen.
his entire
All right,
career in
all
Philly.
right.
Check.
You had
He's a
your-
Hall of
you had your
Famer.
piece.
Check.
It's my turn. If you're hanging a man's banner in your stadium, you make goddamn sure that no one else can wear that number. Sure, there's some.
I'm not saying
organizations-
it's not like a silent retirement where it's like, yeah, it's retired essentially, but it's like,
No, you're officially retiring the chair. That's
look, when
that's
I go
why
to
you
when I
hang
go to the
banners.
link, when I go to the link and I see the 5 retired up there, I want to throw up like Donovan did in the NFC Championship game. Like there's no reason Donovan McNabb should have his number retired. And
See-
now 5 can't be worn by anybody. And yeah, he might be, as of right now, the quote unquote greatest quarterback in franchise
To run
history.
through
He's
Eagles,
not. He's not, first of all. But at the end of the day, he didn't get it done.
All right.
And he was kind of a prick.
There
like-
are 53 people on a football roster. And now that you can wear number 0, so 1 through 99 and 0, there's 100 numbers to pick from. Pick a different goddamn number and get over it. 62 is never going to get worn.
I'm not saying
We're
it
gonna
will
hang
be
the
worn.
banner. You officially retire it. No ifs, ands, or buts around it. I don't want some kid coming in here in 10, 15 years saying, oh, yeah, I was 62 in college. Good for you. One of the greatest Eagles ever and the greatest center of possibly all time wore that number. You cannot wear that for the Eagles.
Yeah, I get having, like, you're not just going to give it to a scrub. Like, I get that. But, like, you see teams, we talked about it for anybody that missed our episode that we posted this morning. Like, I hate the Cowboys. Obviously, hate everything Cowboys. They only give number 88 to their best wide receiver. You know, Michael Irvin, Des Bryant, CeeDee Lamb. Like,
well, that's kind of like a make them wear that.
yeah, but it's like you earn that. And I'm not saying the Eagles should do something like that, but I like that idea a hell of a lot better than I like retiring a jersey, unless the guy like dies. Like, yes, Jason Kelsey spent his whole career here.
No.
fan, loved him, like beloved athlete, was one of, if not the greatest center of all time.
Disagree,
Like does every
disagree.
single thing. But again, I'm not saying you're wrong and I'm right. This is one where I can get behind and I can support. Like
So
I'll be the first.
Let me throw this one to you. If
Need some more Ola.
if Nick Foles came out of retirement and said, I want to wear 62, you let him do it?
No.
If Jalen Hurts, our star
'Cause he's-
quarterback that we're paying a lot, said, I want to wear 62, you let him do it?
No.
Who would you let wear
I'm
62?
not saying I'm going to let anybody wear it. I just don't like the idea of it never being able to be worn again.
So we're arguing semantics here. You might as well just tell
Eventually,
people
it's going to be
coming
look. Football's going to be around for hundreds of years.
Yeah. Pick a different number.
Eventually, if you keep retiring these, like if every 10 years
Well,
you
and
retire
that's-
one
that's
number,
The problem is that they're retiring Donovan McNabb's number.
yeah, it's stupid.
It's stupid. I agree with you on that. Jason Kelsey, please retire that.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey deserves it a hell of a lot more than Donovan here.
I number 9, I wouldn't retire that. The dude's got a statue. That's good enough. We're talking about,
And again, it wasn't even the Eagles didn't even build that statue. Bud Light built that statue.
I mean, I still love it. I'd still give him a high five every time.
Oh,
but,
of course.
you know, it's when we're retiring numbers, they need to be selective about it. It
Yeah,
needs
obviously.
to be pillars of the team. It needs to be Hall of Famers.
Look, I've said it. He is a Mount Rushmore Eagle.
yeah.
And we're not getting into that debate. That's like I posted on Twitter and it's like
Second time tonight.
it's
we
fun
agree
every
with
now
each
and then,
other.
but like it's so regurgitated. Like
Yeah.
the only thing I'll say with it, I personally think there are 3 people cemented into the Mount Rushmore, and that's Jason Kelsey, Brian Dawkins, Reggie White, and then there can be a vast debate on the 4th. For me, you cannot argue those 3. But
no, I agree. I think all of those 3, and I think that 4th spot's open right now.
I mean, it's debate. I've argued like Nick Foles should be in it. I've argued
I argued against
Chuck
that point.
Bednarik should be in it. I mean, this guy was an all-decade player in multiple positions. I mean, he was one of the best linebackers, one of the best centers, one of the best long snappers. The guy's incredible. But again, like obviously there's a little bit of recency bias that plays into that. A lot of us
Yep.
have never seen Chuck Bednarik play. A lot of us never saw Tommy McDonald. A lot of us didn't see Harold Carmichael. Like,
I mean, even Reggie White, you know, like we can watch the film, we can see that, but we didn't experience that. As,
and even Reggie White, some people, kind of kick back on because he
Yeah.
didn't finish his career here.
and seeing that for 6 to 10 years as an Eagles fan at the link, seeing that progression of it, it's different. Like we have different takes, but you know, retiring jerseys, absolutely. It should be a good thing. It should happen to Kelsey, and then they need to be very selective for the rest of it.
Yeah, and
13
again,
years
like
and
this is one where I'm not going to die on this hill. I personally think jersey retirement's a kind of a silly concept. I don't think they should be really for anybody. But again, I'm not going to be like you're wrong if you think it should. Like I'm not gonna put my 10 on this hill and be like, nope, I'm going to live and die on this. Just my personal thought, and I know it's going to kind of rile people up a little bit. So if you have any thoughts on that, if you have any thoughts on the main topic of can the fans or the media run a player out of town in Philadelphia, call in. Would love to continue to get your takes on everything.
Yeah, let's get some callers in, please. I'm up two for each topic.
No,
Jake,
no,
right
no,
now.
no, 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 no,
they
no,
both-
no,
they
no,
both
no, no.
agreed on that?
John did not. John was with me.
All right, so I'm 2-1.
John was
now.
with me. I mean, Chris is a heavy hitter for you, so you
you can tie up.
got
and,
Chris in your corner, so you're up 2-1. I can.
And while we wait on a caller, I want to talk about BBDD.
Double B, double D, baby, bring back
Bring
dollar
back
dogs.
Dollar dogs.
John
Jake-
Middleton, you've made enough damn money.
Yeah, Jake,
Give us our dollar dogs.
Jake and I went to the Flyers game and he ate an
Below
obscene
average
amount
dogs.
of-
Below average dogs.
It
I'm gonna
was-
be honest.
It was
Gonna be honest, Flyers. I appreciate you doing the dollar dog.
Yes.
Get better buns. These were low quality, very bready, dry buns.
But look,
We still put away 16 of them.
there were 18 people in front of us all wearing hot dog costumes.
Oh yeah.
People love the dollar dogs. Like,
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's so much fun.
And that's why the Talking 215 team is pioneering double B, double D.
Yeah.
Bring back dollar dogs. For those that don't know,
we might have shirts.
we might have shirts on the way. Shout out
TBD.
Tackle Up.
tackle up.
Shout out tackleup.net. Promo code Talking 215 for 15% off site wide.
Yep.
But we are going to be having a big sign. We're going to be out there every Sunday game at the Phils and probably a multitude of other games, but we guaranteed to be at there every Sunday game. We're getting a big sign printed up that we want everybody to come and sign.
Yes.
We want everybody to come up, give their signature on the double B, double D sign.
We are signing a drunken petition
Get
to
them
bring
weenies back. And my main goal,
PDD.
you see John Middleton walking around the ballpark all the time. I've seen him. I've talked to him and all. My main goal is to wear these shirts that we're hoping to print up and to get him to sign it, because I believe then he's contractually obligated to bring him back. I believe if John Middleton signs the Bring Back $1 Dog shirt, he's kind of has to.
I think the move here is actually like if you sneak a bunch in, like maybe E4.
Oh
or
yeah, I'm
5,
sneaking dogs and pocket dogs all day.
and then just like throw a foil dog at him. And
Yeah,
like,
shout out pocket dogs.
Yeah, like the petition could be written on tinfoil. Hey, bring back $1 dogs. Here's 14 million people that signed it, and just like peg him in the face with it. Be like,
No.
You make enough money.
No.
Bring back.
Because look,
$1
Dr. Mesa,
dogs.
from our friends at Delaware Orthopedic Specialist, he was on the full episode yesterday, and he argued that it wasn't like the throwing of the hot dogs that got anybody out of there. He argued, he's like, look, $1 Dog Night is a way to get asses and seats. There's a reason they do it on Tuesdays, because it's usually a lower selling game. But now that the Phillies are good enough, they're going to be selling out or close to selling out almost every game. So it's no longer, they no longer need it in order to incentivize people to buy tickets. So now it's just an expense. Now it's just losing money. I mean, they're selling probably they're probably getting 35,000 people there, and they're probably selling close to 100,000 hot dogs.
No, yeah,
I'd have to imagine they're selling close to, if not
Oh,
above, 100,000 hot dogs.
I don't know. You're not eating. Most people aren't eating 3 hot dogs.
No, but there's a lot of people that are buying a dozen.
Not at $16 a pop.
No, but at $1. I'm saying at $1 dog night. On
yes,
$1 dog night,
yes.
they're selling close to 100,000 hot dogs.
But it goes beyond, like, sure, it's butts and seats when you're not a good team, when you're trying to get people in the stadium. But the Phillies have not really had a big problem getting butts and seats for the past 6-7 years.
No. The past two years.
They're still.
I mean,
they're still selling out, and like,
no, they're not.
no, they're sure. But
You only go 6-7 years.
you're not okay. Here's
3
my
years
point.
ago,
Here's
they
my
weren't getting
point,
more
Jake.
than 20,000
You're
people.
not buying a $30 ticket to get a $1 hot dog. You're just going to go
It's
to
the-
Taco Bell. At that
What's the
point.
idea behind it? It's the whole, it's the people wonder, they're not great hot dogs. They're a lot better than the Flyers dogs, I'll tell you. Shout out Flyers,
Well,
appreciate you doing the $1 dog. Get better dogs. And
Also,
steam the buns.
Quick side note for all of the hot dog stands, please be next to Chicky and Pete's, because we put the cheese sauce
man,
on
the
it,
Chickies and Peach cheese sauce on the dogs.
He was very
slowed us
skeptical.
down. It slowed us down for sure.
You were skeptical when I said
It
it.
got-
but
yeah,
that
the
changed
skepticism
it.
was
It
because I was like, this is going to bind up the
that's
pipes.
fine. I mean,
We're looking, our over-under was originally set at 11.5. It got live bet up to 15.5.
I mean, we
Still
did
hit,
it.
put the house on the over, put the mortgage on the over, because we were going over. We did. We hit 16.
I did
but
not
that
have
cheese
a good
sauce,
bowel
delicious.
movement the next day, but cheese on
The
dogs.
cheese sauce was delicious, but it definitely slowed us down.
If I could get a side of Chicky and Pete's fries, a little Old Bay on the dog, and throw some cheese sauce on top, that's what I want.
Yeah, why not?
But BBDD,
Double B, Double D, bring them back. We're going to be at the tailgate. Probably going to be trying to do it in the G lot, right in the corner by the grass every time. It's going to be free beer tailgate, just like last year. Come on by, grab a beer with us. We're giving away tickets to every single Sunday game.
Yeah,
So if you don't follow currently, be sure to
make sure
follow.
you follow, because our first ticket giveaway is not
Easter
far
Sunday,
off.
March 31st.
Yeah.
And it's all free. It's always free to enter, free to play. We're looking to give away at least 2 tickets. Well, it's guaranteed we're giving away at least 2 tickets every single Sunday game, because we bought an entire extra Sunday ticket package exclusively to give
At
away.
least 2, minimum
Just
2.
to give away. We're not going to be using any of those tickets for ourselves. We're going to be giving away tickets to every single Sunday game. So if you like going to the Phillies for free, you can look back. If you just go to our Twitter page or Instagram and type in giveaway, and it pulls up all the times, we're giving away shit all the time. We just gave away 2 tickets and 4 beers to the last
To the
Flyers
Flyers, yeah.
dog night.
Look,
and-
those guys had a great time too. We were
Oh,
chatting
yeah.
with them the whole day.
We were seats next to us. We were
Next to
chatting
us.
with them. Great
Yeah.
guys, great listeners. They obviously had a great time. Maybe hit a little bit of the electric lettuce beforehand, and they enjoyed a little insomnia cookie sundae.
It's legal
mid-game.
in Delaware
And
in
Pennsylvania. Why
and
not?
New
They just
Jersey. Like,
they
let
just
it rip,
enjoyed a
man.
little electric lettuce. Why not?
But hey, listen up. If you hate family functions,
You know what's great after a little electric lettuce? Just plain old.
if you hate
I'm not
family
high.
functions and don't want to go to Easter, let us know, because we will be on Easter Sunday in that parking lot.
Yep.
Come drink with us. Come hang with us.
And then for those that
come
don't
go
know,
to the game with us.
yeah, go to the game. And for those that don't know, we're teaming up. We're finalizing all the details. But Talking 2 and 5 will be doing a charity $1 dog night in the tailgate, making hundreds of hot dogs, selling them all with all the money going to charity. So even if you're just at the ballpark and you already have tickets, come on by, follow us so you know when we're doing it. We're going to try to do it more than once. Again, we're always looking to give back to charity and everything. So really looking forward to that. Who do we got on the air here?
Well,
Hello. Is this Rob in Delaware?
Yep.
Rob.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Rob, pleasure to have you on the line here. How we doing?
What's going on, guys? It's almost Friday, my dudes.
Yeah, it is very close to Friday. So Rob, I want to ask you on the main topic that we're talking about here tonight. Is it possible for
Put a
fans
point in Bill's camp?
Is it possible for fans or media to run a player out of town in Philadelphia?
I mean, like, I kind of half-heartedly agree with both of you.
All right.
Like, you know, one of the players that I can really think of that, you know, fans did have a good part of running out of town, and also, you know, he didn't want to be here and this wasn't, you know, part of the culture, was Scott Rowland. Because back in the day, when he was, you know, one of the best third basemen that, you know, was in the league, you know, obviously he is in the Hall of Fame now and all that good stuff. But, you know, he was one of those guys that was, you know, not a lot of people really liked him. And he just kind of, you know, showed that disdain towards the fans. And, you know, the fans and the media just took it and, you know, kind of booted him out.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like it's a great point. And look, he was a phenomenal defensive player. They tried to celebrate him this past year, and you got guys like Jason Babin, who is another asshole in a Philadelphia team, and he was out there. But I don't know. I kind of put it in as like both the city and he just didn't want to be here, and I don't think it was particularly because of the fans. Like they would and they wanted to love him. He was a very good player for us. He was just a dick. Like, and he just didn't want to be here for whatever reason. I don't think he didn't want to be here because of the fans or the media. I just think he just was a dick. And and to my point about selling everything out, there was on average of 18.7 thousand fans in 2021, and that was just the year before. And then last year, the average was 37,000 at the Phil. So obviously, they did need something to get people in the stadium, but now they no longer do. Thus, getting rid of dollar dogs, which is asinine.
Don't do it. Don't give me something and take it away.
Agreed.
And the BOGO dogs are only doing it twice in April, and that's it for the season.
I mean, buy one truck.
Like, don't spit on my face.
Buy one truck for $47,000. Get another one for $37,000. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have two trucks. No, like give me the dogs, man.
Yeah.
Like this was our thing.
Going back to your guys' earlier, point there.
Rob, keeping us honest. Going back to what we're actually talking about.
Yeah, we're getting a little off track here. But
I figured I'd give you a call a little bit later after you're done your granola. You look like you're really enjoying it.
Damn good
we were
Ola.
munching on it.
I recommend anybody, and we're probably going to do a Ola giveaway, talking about giveaways. But I recommend anybody to go to Just Plain Ola, promo code Talking30, and get some of this because it is damn good.
You should.
Absolutely. What I was going to say is another unique outlier to the topic you're talking about is Jonathan Papelbon. He was a guy that you wanted to be there, but the fans freaking hated him. And he was great. He's I think he's like one of the
save leaders.
Save leaders. Yeah, but he actually wanted to be in Philly to a degree, but the fans just freaking hated him.
Yeah, but we didn't run him out. I don't think the fans ran him out or the media ran him out. He ran himself out by being a dick.
It's just a weird relationship. Yeah.
Well, and he was interviewed, I think 2 years ago, and he talked about how much he loved being here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he loved it. And he talked about like his whole grabbing his crotch to the fans and everything, but he's just a competitor. And he was also like relief pitchers in general are usually odd people, especially left-handed relievers, whatever. And he wasn't a lefty, obviously.
It's the same as a goalie in hockey. We're quirky.
Some weird people.
Yeah.
Some weird folks. And he was just one of the weird ones. They can't all be Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah, right.
As this is the official Jeff Hoffman podcast. For those that don't know.
That Ben Simmons is out for the year again?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And so again, it's not Philadelphia, it's Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is just soft. He's always injured. He has no will or want to play the game. He just wants to get paid. So he finds the first doctor. He finds the first doctor that says, yeah, you should probably not play. Okay, done. never seeks a second opinion, seeks any kind of extra care. If he went to Delaware Orthopedic Specialist, let me tell you what, at delawareortho.com, 302-655-9494, he'd be back. He'd be a prime all-star every single season.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, he fixed
Delaware
them all up.
Orthopedic. I've been there.
Yeah.
Everyone should
Ben
go
Simmons
there.
just
Everybody
want to
should.
be
You
like,
heard Dr. Mace on the pod. Great guy.
Ben Simmons just want to be like, my fingers hurt.
Mhm.
I can't play.
I believe he had
has a twinge.
I believe he had a bruised labia minora that caused him to miss some time last week.
Deep cut there.
Yeah, I think he had a lacerated clitoris
Oh,
that might have caused him to miss a little
That's
bit of
terrible.
time. Yeah, or a little bit of diaper rash. You know, he might have had a little diaper rash. Needs to use some butt butter.
Yeah.
I mean, big
Well,
baby.
he's soft like powder, so he could
Exactly. He could have used a little butt butter. Shout out butt butter, not a sponsor.
But hey, we maximize it. We got Harden out of it somehow.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we could have gotten Tyrese
Yeah,
Halliburton,
Harden
which would
was-
have obviously been a lot better.
Hey, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But
It was
he's
more
not
like
on
James
our team.
Hardley.
It's not our headache anymore.
James Hardley, exactly.
We've spent a lot of time talking
The Hardley
about
boys.
a Brooklyn net that we didn't even want here. Again, because
We didn't run him out. He
ran him out. We
ran
didn't
himself
want him
out.
here. So
Look, anybody in the comments, put is it possible? Either put a yes or no in the chat. Yes, it is possible. No, it is not possible. And we can tally it up that way. But I am sitting firmly
those don't
in
count
the
as full
no.
votes as Collins because I'm ahead.
No.
You don't get to rally your chat and say, "Hey, I beat Bill," because
How about
What
no?
about, What about Andy Reid? The fans median fans got on him to the point where, I know maybe his time was up, but I mean, it really got ugly towards the end there.
And who is that?
Andy Reid.
Yeah. And look, Andy Reid.
Andy Reid's doing
Andy-
some things.
look, Andy Reid also. Andy Reid kind of got that Super Bowl. People talk about Howie Roseman GM of the Year that year. Like, look at the big players in it. Fletcher Cox, Andy Reid's pick. Brandon Graham, Andy Reid's pick.
Mhm.
Nick Foles,
Yep.
Andy Reid's pick.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of the big pieces in there where Andy Reid.
Look,
Like, you want to talk about?
Shady
I'm a
McCoy.
big.
Do you want to
fan
talk
of
about the
Big
one
Red.
person that should be retired in Eagles, and he doesn't even have a number? That's Andy Reid.
I'll give him number one. Jalen, change your number. You heard it here first. I'm talking 215. Jalen's changing his number.
No, that's not our official stance. I like
Change
Andy
his number
Reid.
to 215.
Well, yeah, I'll get behind that.
But no, I agree with you. Andy Reid is
Andy Reid, yeah, I mean,
unjustly terminated.
no,
and-
it wasn't. While I love Andy Reid and think he's an all-time coach, he at that point we were done with him. He was done with us. He needed a change, and there's obviously a
Yeah,
reason why he
change
got
scenery.
hired the same day. Like, it got stale. We weren't able to get it done with him, and yet it sucks. And like, after he won his first one,
And
I was done
seeing
supporting.
Win 3.
After he won his
That's
first one,
that hurt.
I was then done. I was no longer rooting for Andy Reid. I was like, look, you got your one. That's great. Now it's kind of pisses me off because why couldn't you do
Yeah,
it
it's
here?
just like.
But I
it's
put a
just,
lot of that on Donovan. I put a lot of that. And look, it is his fault, partially, that he wasn't able to put an offense around Donovan. I mean, he had Brian Westbrook and Terrell Owens and Deuce Staley, but like, that was pretty much it for him. And then obviously Brett Fellick, Cincinnati, as I argue, is one of, if not the greatest tight end in Eagles history. Guy could just do everything. Shout out.
I think Donovan also had a little bit of stuff going on up in the attic. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, Donovan was a
Yeah.
head case, and like, for the people that are like, oh, like, well, the Philadelphia never even got behind Donovan. It was like, he was also not an easy person to really get behind.
No, he wasn't. He
Like-
was a goofball.
He was a diva. He was a goofball.
he
Like, look,
was
man,
a-
like, Sel Campbell's chunky, and like,
Yeah, pretty much. And
exactly.
I'll
Sel
tell you
Campbell's
though,
chunky and throw
he,
touchdowns. That's about it. That's all we really need out of
He was-
Donovan.
he was he was something else.
He was most certainly something else. Rob, asking the same question we've asked everybody that's called in. Should the Eagles retire number 62?
I'm with Bill on this one.
All right. Again, I'm not saying I'm 100% right. I just personally think it's a little silly.
No, but like the way well, actually not well, I guess 2 callers ago or 3 callers ago, the guy said, give it some time, give it some room.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
Of course.
I agree with that, but I mean, I also understand where you're coming from too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to give it a little bit of time so he can come back into the link and give another speech, as every speech he's ever given is legendary.
And I will say, I don't think they retire it
Rob, really
tomorrow.
appreciate the call.
All right, thanks guys.
Rob. Yeah, they should not retire it tomorrow. To get a little bit of distance from it, get a little bit of time, give it a year or two. Hey, every new guy coming into our league, onto our team, you cannot be 62. And then once his Hall of Fame ballot
I don't think
comes
anybody
up,
that comes in here is going to be like, can I have 62?
no, they
It's
won't.
also an obscure number.
But when he gets first ballot Hall of Fame as a lifetime Eagle, that's when I think you do it. What is it, 6,
Okay.
5 years? 5
5
6
years.
Yeah, 5 years.
2029.
2029. You know, you do that banner ceremony. You can do the same thing at that time. Hey, we're doing the celebration. We'll get him.
Here's a
out
new
here.
question.
All right.
Should they build a statue?
No.
Really?
Nope.
They should not build a statue for
There-
Jason Kelce.
There is one statue.
It's not the Eagles statue.
No.
It's Bud Light statue.
That's fine. I don't
They
care.
should not build a statue in the
Nope.
sports complex.
I'm fine with that Bud Light statue. That's the man that took us to the promised land. Until there's somebody else who wins Super Bowl MVP, we're not building another statue. We don't need 12 statues.
So
around
you
the
think
stadium.
you think he's the greatest, if one of the greatest Eagles of all time? You have him on the Mount Rushmore ahead of Nick Foles.
Absolutely.
You
Nick
think
Foles
he's the
is
greatest
not
center
even
of all
close.
time?
Yeah.
And you're saying no, don't build a statue.
Yeah.
It's silly.
It's not. It's
That's
not silly.
No, it's silly.
How many Super Bowls do we
That's
have,
silly.
Jake?
We have
How
one.
many Super Bowls MVPs do we have?
We have one.
Okay.
Jason
Dude's got a
Kelce still had played a major role in that Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
so retire his jersey.
I don't know. Build a statue. I'd build a statue
I
before.
know.
I'd build a statue before I'd retire his jersey.
That's just no.
I don't know.
I'm not even gonna respond.
I would
Next question.
build a statue
Next question.
before I retire his jersey. Going to the Phillies, and look, we're still going to kind of go bounce back and forth a little bit. But I want to get a lot of people's thoughts on this Zach Wheeler contract.
Yep.
It's like, for right now, it's great. And
Yes.
again, like, you had to do it. The guy has been a phenomenal Philly. I
And
mean, one of the greatest free agent signings, like right there with Harper, right there with a number of guys, like a phenomenal free agent signing. We got him for a steal after an injured season. Like, he earned this money. I get it. He'll be 34 come the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be 38 by the end of this contract.
Yep.
You've seen Noah Syndergaard here in Philadelphia, who was a guy that lived and died on the fire breathing fastball.
Yep.
You saw what happened when he lost his velocity. And now it's like, yeah, right now he's great, but you've seen over the past couple of years that fastball's lost 2-3 miles per hour on average. Still a phenomenal pitcher, but it kind of puts the clock on things, in my opinion, that you better win it in the next year or two, because Verlanders of being able to pitch Cy Young level deep into their 30s, that's the unicorn.
Yeah.
And he could be that. This is all speculatory of like, hey, he may struggle, he may not. This is very speculatory. But all I'm saying is it's a little bit difficult to be like, yeah, 100% this is going to be fine, because of just the fact that I just said he's older.
Well, and that's
and
the
Dr.
risk.
Mesa talked about it on a recorded episode, and everybody that hasn't listened to it should tune in. It's on wherever you listen to podcasts. We just posted this morning, but he talked about there is nothing more unnatural in all of sports than throwing a ball 100 miles an hour.
Yes.
It is the most demanding thing on your body.
You've seen those
It's so
videos of-
unnatural. Your body is
Yes.
not meant to do that.
It's
And you're
so
doing it
bad for you.
hundreds of innings a season. And we expect them to make deep playoff runs. You're causing, there's a reason why he wasn't worked up to start last season, because he pitched so late into the postseason.
Well, and Jake, I'm going to cut you off right here. So the
Go ahead.
gamble is that
And I love Zach Wheeler. This is no
Yes.
disrespect to him whatsoever.
You know me. I love Zach Wheeler as well. But the gamble is the salary cap goes up. So
yeah, well, no, there's no. The salary cap's made up in baseball. There's only a
it's
luxury
like
tax.
fake, but
You can pay as much as you want.
The
You
amount
just
that
then
they're going to be
pay
paying
fines.
pitchers gets higher and higher. And I agree with you here. We have 2, maybe 3 good years. But the alternative, letting him go somewhere else, letting him become disgruntled and, walking for nothing. They had
Oh,
to do it.
no. You had to keep him.
You have
And
to.
no. And I love the fact that
To
he's
shore-
here.
Yeah.
I just am kind of playing devil's advocate of like, yeah, it kind of puts a clock on it now. He could be great for all 4 years, but you see these guys that, like, Verlander isn't a velocity guy.
Yes.
He's a pinpoint accuracy guy, nasty
and
off-speed
that's
pitches.
not Wheeler.
And again, Wheeler is a hell of a lot better in the postseason than Verlander.
Yes.
Wheeler is one of, if not the greatest postseason pitches. If you look at his WAR, if you look at his F-WAR, he's in top 3 in both categories. Like, he is the man.
Yeah.
And I already put some money on the MLB futures at
Hey,
plus
what'd you bet?
1,400.
What'd you bet?
Plus, I think it's plus 1,800 for him to win Cy Young. Are you
18
kidding me?
1800
He's working on a
Wheeler to win
splitter
Cy
right
Young?
now.
All right.
Like, get me in there right now. So I already placed the future. I love Wheeler. This is zero disrespect. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate, just saying like, hey, What are our thoughts on giving this guy? Like, I don't care about the money.
No,
It's all made up. It's the whose line is it anyway of contracts of like where the points don't matter and it's all made up
right now. Great.
Yeah,
Maybe,
keep him.
maybe
Love it.
fantastic.
Yeah, could be.
Yes, I'm not.
You're
going to think
you're
about
taking
it.
a risk giving a guy a
I'm
4-year extension. I know it's a 3-year extension, but you have one more year, so it's 3 years on top of that.
This contract. I'm happy to keep this pitching core together. We and you have talked about this.
I think the starting rotation is one of the strongest parts of this team. People talk about, oh, we need to go out and get Blake Snell still out there, Montgomery still out there. I think our starting pitching. If you're talking about our starting pitching, you have Wheeler, other than Taijuan Walker, who was our win leader last year, just because our bats really seemed to come behind him. But outside of him, who again was our win leader, we got Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, Christopher Sanchez. This is the Jeff Hoffman and Christopher Sanchez podcast.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You know, our pitching is looking good. Middle
bullpen could use a little help, and we still probably would need one more bench bat. Although Harper going to ask for $200 billion. Like, pay him.
I'm fine. Yeah,
pay him. Why not?
Give
pay him.
Harper that
He is
money.
Philadelphia.
He is. You could trip over a cobblestone on South Street, and then you were like, "Oh, it's Bryce," and it might be.
What, picking you up off the ground?
It might be.
Might be.
Like he's
probably would.
Yeah.
No, and so again, I don't care about the money.
Yeah.
And I love that we
fine.
have him. It's just kind of like, hey, it's tough putting your franchise around this. And the only reason I kind of do care about the money is the fact that is this going to cause him to not then spend money in other areas? Because we've got Nola locked up for 5 years. We got Wheeler locked up.
Payroll.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean, they're going to spend money,
it.
but Bohm's coming up. Like I said, he's on the final year. He won his arbitration. He's criminally underpaid for what he brings. He's a 100+ RBI guy, one of the best guys with runners in scoring position. So we're going to be in these situations where we're going to need to spend some more money. Bryson Stott's we've got club control for a little while, but he's going to need a raise here shortly. My hot take for the season is he's going to win the batting title, the first Philly to do since 1959.
I mean, you heard
Richie
my hot
Ashburn.
take.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, we got money that is going to need to be spent, but we do have some money coming off the books in a little bit. Schwarber's got only 2 more years. Castellanos has only 2 more years on his contract. JT has only got a couple more years left. And obviously he only has a couple more years left just playing the position as catcher is one of the most, if not the most demanding position in baseball.
It's tough, but
so like, I get it, but it just kind of puts a time clock on you better win this year. But also this Philly team is probably a top 4 team in baseball. Now.
That's what we said last year. We were excited about last year. We snuck in there. But
no, we earned it. We snuck in the year before by literally making it on the very last game of the season. We earned it last year. We made it with a number of games in hand.
Like 4 games better.
Yeah, we were the number one wild card team. It doesn't matter what your record is. It matters what everybody's record around you is.
See everybody? See how this is flipped?
What are you talking about?
I say just winning the regular season. Anything can happen in the playoffs, Jake.
Yeah, and look, the hot team goes. That's why obviously the Phillies went on that miraculous run because the St. Louis Cardinals choked in the 9th inning of the wild card round, and Gene Segura was a hero, and then that's all he did in the entire postseason. But
so let me throw this one to you: the current playoff format. How do you feel about that? If you get a team,
I don't love all of the extra playoff spots, but. It also, without it, we wouldn't have went on that miraculous run.
That's
that
true.
obviously we fell short.
That's the counterpoint here is, are we happy getting into the playoffs and then,
well, we're in a tough
momentum?
division.
We are. Yes.
I mean, the Braves are a powerhouse. It's probably the top teams are what? Probably Dodgers, Braves, Yankees, Rangers, and Phillies in no particular order.
Yeah.
Those are probably the top 5 teams in baseball right now.
I agree with you on that.
Like, and there are a lot of other good teams. The Tampa Bay Rays are a good team. Like you have a number of solid teams. The Orioles are probably going to be a pretty good team this year.
Well,
finally, they got a new owner.
We saw last year.
Can't wait
Orioles.
to see what the Orioles do with a new owner.
Right.
Somebody that's actually willing to make this team better.
But like last year with the Orioles, winning as many games as they did and just absolutely crumbling. And they're screaming, hey, this playoff format doesn't benefit us. Same with the Braves.
Well, that's the whole, getting the bye?
Yeah.
And just like being the hot team wins. No, we whoop the Braves ass no matter what.
Yes.
Like we have the Braves number. No, and the only thing I'll say in the Braves corner is like Spencer Strider was asked about this and he was like, no, man, like I don't care. Like, we were the fresher team. We had the week off. Like, that means nothing.
That was on
The
them.
Phillies, he was like, the Phillies came out and were the better team.
Yeah.
And I respect the hell out of him. Spencer Strider is a guy I really respect. You know, I don't like a lot of Braves. He's a guy I really respect. He always, you know, is a great professional. He jokes around about, you know, they should have no fans in baseball. Like, he was joking.
Yeah.
Like, he was not being serious. He was saying it with his, you know, tongue in cheek, with a smirk on his face the whole time. I would love if he was a Philly, but he's a guy I really respect. And he said it right. He was like, no, man, like, this bye had nothing to do with it. Like,
No,
the
it
Phillies were
really
just the
doesn't.
better team
You're-
that week. And that's baseball.
It is. And like in football, the bye does matter.
Football.
In football.
You kind of.
In the NFL.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
obviously,
in
it's a
the
much
NFL,
more. It's a much
yeah.
more taxing game.
But in baseball, you have
Yeah,
an
there
extra
obviously it does
week to
play.
rest and hit
No, but it does,
BP.
like, having the hot team, like, that does play a factor.
Yeah.
It does. But no, like, getting that bye is nice. You're guaranteed, because again, in baseball, anything can happen. So you play every round. Like, you could just as easily be bounced in that first round,
Mhm.
that you have a buy-in, that you earned a buy-in. And I hope the Phillies get the bye.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting here being like, no, it's so much more beneficial to play the wild card game. Like, no, whooping up on Miami last year, like, it was fun, but it didn't give us any real benefit.
No.
We were going to beat the Braves regardless. We have their number. Nick Castellanos made Spencer Strider his little baby. He was his
That's
daddy.
true.
He was his daddy.
I think I went to two.
I went
two of
to
those games.
two of those games as well.
That was
and
fun.
it was real solid.
I mean, you can't discount the stare.
I started
down.
a couple chants in that game, and anybody in section 420 would tell you, yeah, he started that. And,
Well,
yeah.
anybody in section 420 probably couldn't chant with you.
well, it's not. It's 420. We make a penis joke next with dollar dogs.
Maybe.
Jeez, grow up.
I mean, I'd slug some wieners
I'm sure you would.
if they were doing it at the bank
If it was for $1.
for $1.
Yeah, why not?
BBDD.
Look, appreciate everybody staying in with us this long. Obviously, the main thing that we're trying to get out is just plain Ola. It's phenomenal. It's delicious. It's just Ola. It's grain-free granola.
It's
Head on over
very
to
good.
justplainola.com. Promo code Talkin30 for 30% off. I mean, that's a ridiculous promo code.
It's very,
It is
very
sold on
good.
Amazon, so like you can get it on Amazon, but that promo code does not work on Amazon. So head on
Also,
over.
don't give Daddy Bezos more of our
Yeah,
money.
he's got plenty.
Go direct to the source, get a discount.
Save your money with the
Yeah.
promo code. Try it out. Send some videos of you trying it. And look, who knows? You know, I'll tell you this. You go ahead. I'm gonna breaking news right now for the 555 of you in the chat. Also, thank you so much for tuning in. It really means the world to us. Breaking news for you. You go and you show your proof of purchase. You show your receipt. 10 extra entries into the opening Sunday game.
Let's do
Telling
it.
you, we haven't even
April
posted
Sunday,
the giveaway
March
yet.
31st.
March 31st against the Braves. Probably Ranger Suarez, I would have to imagine, third game of the season. Probably going to Wheeler Nola Suarez.
Yeah.
Ranger Suarez game. 10 extra entries for anybody that shows proof of purchase of just plain Ola. So I need, like, you can black out whatever you want, but I need to see your name and the receipt.
Yeah. DM
DM
that
us to our
at
Instagram or our
Talkin215.
Twitter, whatever you want. 10 extra entries into getting a pair of tickets to opening weekend.
Look, if I was,
And with that,
if
that
I
comes
was
with us sending you $30 to get 2 beers.
Yeah.
Also, part of the giveaway is we give you 2 tickets and $30 Venmo,
Yes.
so you can use that for whatever you want.
I'd
But the goal is to give you
buy
2
like
tickets.
4 different bags.
Yeah, and
separately.
if you come to the tailgate, you're already getting 2 free beers a piece.
There you go.
So you're getting a minimum 3 beers a piece for
Got it.
free.
Everyone, this stuff is great. You should buy it.
Really
And-
top notch stuff.
Make sure to keep an eye. We're
Yeah.
doing the
Giveaways
giveaway soon.
all season long. We got a lot of fun stuff coming. We got t-shirts, Double B, Double D, Bring Back Dollar Dog shirts
Yep.
coming out soon. Be sure to follow, turn on your notifications so you don't miss these giveaways, because a lot of times we have partners and sponsors that give us tickets like the day before and we just want to post it immediately. So we post a lot of like, hey, 12-hour giveaway. So you definitely want to turn on the notifications so you don't miss any opportunity to get Flyers tickets, Sixers tickets, Phillies tickets. We're working on getting some Birds tickets, but
Yep. We're getting there.
we're getting there. So really appreciate tuning in this long. And then obviously tackleup.net, promo code Talkin215. Feel like fishing shirts. These are, I mean, we're wearing them now.
We're wearing
super breathable shirt.
stretchy.
Just super
breathable,
stretchy. You know
nice.
that the shirts. Really, really, really great
You
stuff.
want to twirl on the pattern?
Yeah, they have already seen it. I mean, you can show them.
I got a
You
new
can show them.
one.
You got the, oh yeah, nice.
Yeah,
You got
new one on.
the trophy fish.
Trophy
You got the
fish.
trophy fish in there, the tuna, the marlin, the mahi. I've got the Philly Boat Show. Oh yeah, obviously last thing, Philly Boat Show. Anybody that wants to go to the Philly Boat Show, shoot us a DM. We got tickets for you. You want to go to the Philly Boat Show? We'll buy your tickets. We'll send you there. Hop on over to the Tackle Up tent. That's all we ask.
We still have a lot.
Yeah, we still have a bunch of tickets that we'd love to send your way.
People to DM us.
Yeah, I mean, we're going, but we still have a lot of tickets left over that we're looking to give out to you.
We want to send
you. Have any interest? March 15th or 15th or the 17th.
15th, 17th.
We want to take you to the boat show on us.
And each ticket is good for 2 entries. If you're up in Philly, you can go 2 days.
Yeah, you can either one person go 2 days or 2 people can go 1 day on one ticket. It's a cool promotion that they're doing this year. But you want to go to the boat show March 15th to 17th. We got tickets for you. All we ask is you stop by the Tackle Up tent and let them know that we sent you.
Yep.
And you're going to love their merchandise anyway. They got some sweet Philadelphia stuff, some boat show exclusive shirts. And this is the perfect shirt for the Sunday day game. This is the official Sunday day game shirt because
until they make our new custom shirt.
I know I'm saying Tackle Up shirts. Until they make our custom shirt for the Dollar Dogs, this is going to be the official shirt of the day game because UPF 50 protective. You're going to be beaten. The sun's beating down on you.
It's breathable.
You don't got to worry about it. You're going to be breathable. You get the breeze coming through. You're not sweaty pits. Or even if you do, it's white so you don't see it. And then you just got nice, breathable shirt, great quality. And then everybody knows a fisherman or just somebody that doesn't love putting on sunscreen and that would wear a shirt like this. And so take advantage of it.
I'm going to wear this all the time.
Talking 2 and 5, 50% off site wide. Any order of $75 or more is eligible for free shipping. And then any weekend warrior, any kind of athlete in your life, head on over to Delaware Orthopedic Specialists. Let them know that we sent you. Phenomenal care. You hear Dr. Mesa on the podcast weekly. You see the clips of him breaking down. He is essentially the pro football doc that you see on Twitter. He's essentially that, but better. So he's breaking everything down. And at any time, if you have an injury to either an Eagles player, a Phillies player, a Philadelphia athlete, or an athlete on another team that you want more insight on, shoot us a message and say, hey, can you ask Dr. Mesa about this player and this injury?
Absolutely.
And he'll give an in-depth breakdown of whatever injuries you want. And then if you or anybody have any of these injuries, head on over to DelaOrtho.com or call 302-655-9494, and they're giving you phenomenal care. And then lastly, it is still, your cars are getting filthy. The pollen's starting to really come out and make the cars just disgusting.
Yes,
White Glove Car Wash, they're now doing the unlimited plan where you can spend minimum of $20 a month and get unlimited car washes a month. You could go every day if you wanted.
What's
$20.
What's the normal car wash cost?
Oh, you're looking at the very basic car wash. You're probably looking at least $7. At least $7 to $10. So you get two car washes,
max level car washes,
and you can get the higher levels. That's the basic level unlimited. You can go higher level and get the higher level interior, exterior, undercarriage, wheel well, everything, vacuuming. They'll do it all for you. It's not these self-service jobs where you go in there, putting in the quarters and rushing for 90 seconds before the soap turns off to get everything done. They're going to let everything satisfaction guarantee. You find anything in there, they'll even run it through again. They'll do whatever you need to make sure that you're leaving satisfied. Locations in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. You're never too far from the glove. And look, they got the unlimited. We give away car washes all the time. You want to check them out. You want to give them a test run.
I've done it a bunch of times.
Yeah, we'll swing a free car wash your way if you follow and you leave them a solid review. We'd love to get you out there and let you see firsthand how great of a product that White Glove can give you, how great of a clean that they can give you. I'm looking. I bought a car to sell and I took it over there today to get detailed and everything. My goodness, it's an 01. It looks brand stinking new.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Oh, I saw you drive it over.
Gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
No, it's incredible for a 23-year-old car.
Coming out of the winter, all those little weird sap droplings
get
on your hood, all of the salt that gets underneath, they do it all.
Yeah, and you want to get that salt out of there. That just destroys vehicles.
And for that price, what the level that they do, the quality, it's perfect. I used to go to the one right outside of Newark.
Yep.
When I was
right on 896.
Yeah.
Right on 896, Philly
awesome.
Pike in Delaware. You're looking at Cherry Hill, New Jersey, a couple other places in New Jersey, and then Exton in PA.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be close to a glove. Check them out. Family owned and operated for over 40 years. My grandfather started this company, and so it's near and dear to me.
Yeah.
I'd love if you go out and support them. Don't go to Magic. Don't go to these self-service places where they're just looking to make passive income. Go to a place where it's supporting a family-owned business.
And listen, everyone, the biggest thing. Have you ever driven up to a car wash and they say, oh, you have to schedule, you have to plan this ahead? No, these guys will get you in.
Yeah.
White Glove will take care of you that day.
If you're looking for
20
those, if you see the videos of the guys doing the super in-depth cleaning where they're like, yeah, call ahead for that.
Yes.
Like call ahead for the mega ultra stuff.
But
anything else, they're helping you that day.
If you have like a little bit of dirt and grime to get off of there, they will get you in and out in 25 minutes.
Yeah. If you're looking for a hand wax, they're gonna do whatever they can to get that done right then and there.
Absolutely.
I mean, I went through, got the ultimate wash and the hand wax done in 30 minutes.
Easy.
And that's like the wash was done in 5 minutes.
That's
the
not
full detail
that's not
in
even
like
time
everything.
to go across the street and get a burger.
No,
like you
no.
were just sitting there. So check them out.
Yeah. So really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Again, really appreciate if you follow. Check us out on whatever apps you listen to. Our recorded episodes are I believe one of the best in the business. So would really love any feedback on that. And really, if you have any thoughts on this show, on the recorded show, we love feedback, any kind. If you're like, look, man, you're ugly and you're fat, but the podcast is good, that's fine.
beard.
I'm working on it. I was at the gym yesterday with Big Sean. But look, or if you're like, look, I don't like this. I appreciate you listening and I appreciate you telling me. Tell me what you don't like. I'm here to make this the best listening experience for you. So again, thank you so much for everybody tuning in there. Really appreciate it. Just Plain Ola, White Glove Car Wash, Delaware Orthopedic Specialist, Tackle Up, Sussex Salts for all of your locally sourced sea salt needs. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Until next Thursday, everybody.